room to get him up here 10 minutes ago. Let's go.
The device could not be disabled or moved.
The woods. He would never be seen again.
He's running faster and faster and faster, deeper and deeper into the catacombs.
No, this is unreal.
Hi guys, we're back.
We're finally back.
Season 2. We got renewed, baby. Let's go.
Yes. Cole, I have to ask, how was your winter break?
Oh, it was pretty good. Chilled with the family.
Good.
Celebrated Christmas. Did all that
Nice.
stuff.
I was worried we weren't going to get renewed because, we were rumored to be on the list.
Oh yeah, the Christmas list, the Christmas party list.
Oh, you
right?
thought about the Christmas list?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not what I was talking about. But we're not going to get into that. I know there was some rumors going around that Cole might have made the list, but luckily he didn't.
Wait. What list are we talking about?
Luckily, he didn't make.
Fish. One thing we will actually want to make an announcement first. What do we got going on?
We got merch now.
We got merch,
Merch.
baby. Go to the shop right now. You can go to our link in our Instagram bio. Get yourself I got that Ghost Riz shirt and a bunch of other cool designs. So when you're feeling like it, hop to the shop and cop yourself some merch.
If you're feeling froggy and you want to leave, get to that get to that item shop, baby.
What are we talking about for our first episode?
We're talking about some sports fights, ladies and gentlemen.
What, like, as in just two dudes just fighting and everything kind of ends, or like?
It could be two dudes, or we can go the entire team against the crowd, or the entire team against another team.
It kind of, it's weird how people can basically start riots off of a ball crossing sometimes. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of goofy. You wanna go ahead and get right into our first epic sports brawl, Fish?
Yeah, sure. Let's run it. All right. I thoroughly enjoyed this one, mostly because, like, as a teenager, I watched this live on my TV after school. So, we're talking about Jose Bautista versus Rougned Odor. Jose Bautista was an outfielder at the time with the Toronto Blue Jays, and Rougned Odor was a second baseman for the Texas Rangers. We're going to go back to, like I said, the American League Division Series of 2015. It was against the Toronto Blue Jays and the Texas Rangers. This is in Toronto. This is Game 5. Series tied 2-2. Whoever wins advances to the American League Championship Series. Let's start with the 7th. We're going to fast forward to the 7th inning of this game. So, it's the top of the 7th. Blue Jays are pitching and the Rangers are hitting. Shin-Soo Choo, which is the batter for the Rangers, he was up to bat. The catcher for the Blue Jays was just throwing the ball back to the pitcher after a pitch, and like Shin-Soo Choo like held out his bat, like getting ready for the next pitch, right? Like as he was throwing the ball hits his hand and like just goes like off to like foul territory, and Rougned Odor is on third and he scores. The Blue Jays are like, what's happening? Like, I thought this was a dead ball. No, it's actually a live ball. Yeah, after that, the fans weren't too happy in Toronto, so they started throwing their $25 beers onto the field. Let's go fast forward to that next half inning. Blue Jays are now hitting. It's man on second and third with 2 outs, and it's tied 3-3. So Jose Bautista is now up to bat. That iconic home run happens. The bat flip happens. Yeah, the Blue Jays ended up winning that game and moving on to the American League Championship Series. And the Rangers hated the way Jose Bautista just threw the bat. I guess they were just sour and sore losers. So now let's fast forward again to that next regular season. 2016, the Toronto Blue Jays are now in Texas. This is a regular season game. Sometime in like the 8th inning or something, Jose Bautista's up to bat, and he gets beamed with the fastball right to the ribs, and it was probably intentional. And so next batter grounds out to a potential double play. Jose Bautista is running the second.
Beltrake ducks off a tough hop, and the throw is wide down the line, and there we got a 5 seconds. There's a bit of emotion going on at Worldwide Park. Bautista got the worst of that exchange. I guarantee you John Gibbons doesn't want any part of Bannister either.
You can see who got the worst of that fight.
You got creamed on that one, bro. That was like the cleanest punch I have ever seen in a sport, like a sports fight that's not boxing or UFC. Like that was direct.
Oh yeah, he got absolutely clocked. Haymaker. That was a haymaker. Yeah. After that happened, like they ended up facing each other again in the postseason, and the Blue Jays still beat them in the playoffs. And there was a famous sign in the crowd that said, "I'd rather be punched in May than knocked out in October."
That goes hard.
That goes absolutely hard.
So do you want me to go ahead and pick the next one?
Go ahead, man.
Let's go ahead. What do we?
Show us what you got.
Okay. Okay. So, so how many people do you think got involved in that Batista Odor fight?
Probably a lot, actually.
Now imagine two entire college football teams, entire rosters, completely battling out on the field. We're gonna go to it's October of 2006. It's a game between Florida International University and University of Miami. Now, University of Miami, this is 2006, so this is kind of after, they're starting to die down. They won the national championship in 2001, 2002, something like that.
Roughly.
They were a really great team all that time, but at this point, they're starting to kind of go downhill a bit. They're not as good as they used to be. Florida International University is or at least this time, was a struggling football team. They had pretty much almost no one on the roster, and it's a public university, and not the biggest football team in the world. So and this is the first time they ever played each other, but even though those two campuses are 8 miles away from each other. So the game begins, and it's kind of boring. At halftime, it's like 7-0. However, during the entirety of the game, there's a lot of cheap shots. There's a lot of dirty hits. And these players are starting to just absolutely hate each other over the entirety of the first half. And then chaos happens in the third quarter of this game. So Miami, they score a touchdown. The player who scored the touchdown, I can't remember his name, but I think it was number 45. He waves to the FIU sideline, and then he takes a bow towards the crowd. And for some reason, this pisses off FIU players so much that once they're getting set up for the extra point, they're like visibly frustrated, as if like they want like everyone on the Miami team just dead. You know what I mean? And then the extra point happens, and it's good. So here's the kick right here, right?
Yep. Right down the middle, right?
Look at this. No, he made it.
Barely made it.
But look in the middle.
All right, look in the middle. Yep.
So like some linemen start to get into a fight, yeah. And then the kicker's like, "Hey guys, what's happening?" And then the kicker just gets thrown to the ground.
Jeez.
And then he gets kicked and punched.
Jeez, what did the kicker do?
And then it just turns into chaos
and
at this
here
point.
We go.
There's like 7 separate fights.
Yep.
I'm not even going to try to tell you what's going on. But watch this guy on the left right here. See this guy?
Oh, right there.
Boom.
Yeah.
Look at that. And then the fight just keeps going for like 50 more seconds.
Boom,
like
stomp.
Players
They're
stomping each other. Players, like, this fight has become a riot.
There's like 5 different fights going on right now.
Watch in the middle. Some guy gets like slammed down in the middle somewhere. I don't know where. Right there.
Oh,
you see it? Yeah, you saw it?
Suplex City.
Suplex City. Suplex. And the police officers are now into this, and now the police officers have to treat this like a riot. So at this point, the police officers are forcing both teams back.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time as this is happening, multiple fans in the crowd right now are fighting as well.
What?
Throwing punches at each other. Like I know it's kind of hard to tell, obviously, but there's multiple fights going on in the stands right now. So some of the police have to go up there and solve that as well.
Bro thinks they're on the team. That's crazy.
Not only that, during During this broadcast, one of the commentators, his name is Lamar Thompson. He's actually an ex-Miami football player.
That's cool.
And during this part right here, he starts trash talking FIU and says that they should continue fighting outside the stadium.
And that's what I'm talking about. You come into our house, you should get your behind kicked. You don't come in the OB playing that stuff. You across the ocean over there. You across the city. You can't come over to our place talking noise like that. You get your butt beat. I say, why don't they just meet outside in the tunnel after the ball game and get it on some more?
He got fired for that, by the way. At the end of this game, 30 players suspended. Also, while this happened, there was you couldn't see it in the footage. There was a dude with 2 crutches who was injured on the FIU team who started swinging at a bunch of players as well. Miami did end up winning this game. However, both teams kind of sucked. FIU actually went 0-12 during this season. Miami did go 7-6, which for Miami at this time is complete garbage. I mean, that's gotta be like one of the biggest fights of all time. You know what I mean? There's no way there's another fight in that bowl that involves that many people, right?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It's funny you say that, because we actually do have a bigger fight than that. The date is November 19th, 2004. It's a regular season NBA game between the Indiana Pacers and the Detroit Pistons.
Now, is there like any backstory to this, like the Bautista Odor one, or?
There's not as much backstory to this, mostly because it was just a regular season game. It just happened just all of a sudden. So.
Okay, then what happens?
All right, so this all started when Ron Artest, later known as Meta World Peace.
That's a goofy ass name.
I know.
Why did he change his name to that?
I don't know. I mean, this situation has no peace at all. Anyway, Ron Artest fouls Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace loses his temper and shoves Ron Artest. All right, so it's just a regular play, right? Ben Wallace posts up and foul by Ron Artest right there. He goes, boom, shove right there.
Damn, that shove was nasty.
Yeah, and now it's on.
Not to be a critic or anything, why did we put this in the bowl in the first place? It just looks like a normal fight.
It gets better, Cole. Trust me.
Are you sure?
Yeah. There's a person laying down on that.
Why is he
That's
chilling?
Ron Artest. That's Ron Artest right there.
How did he end up there?
And then as you see,
the cup.
there's a blue cup. That was thrown by a fan.
Okay,
so everyone's like,
happens?
"Oh, what the heck happened?" Boom!
Wait,
Ron
what?
Artest goes into the crowd.
What is it?
Look, tips it down. Someone tries to hold him back.
What is he?
Oh yeah.
Look at that haymaker!
That guy. You're getting your money's worth right here. You paid like $700 a seat. You're getting a bonus fight.
Yeah, imagine paying
Look at that.
$175 to clock.
You thought you were going to an NBA game? You're seeing a whole UFC event right now. Yep, and now everyone sees there's another fight going on behind the Pistons bench. Now everyone's like, oh, what are we doing now?
Let's play some more basketball.
Yeah, let's play some more basketball. What are we doing? But they're actually...
Is that Artest?
Yep, that's Ron Artest.
Man, he looks like
back.
he's seen something.
Yeah, it's not world peace.
So if you're a Pacers player, how are you leaving this facility?
Only one way, the tunnel that's surrounded by Pistons fans. So as you see, look, the security guard, yep, I'll just palm his head real quick. Hopefully that'll protect him. Yep.
Bro, he's getting...
Yeah,
Oh,
look at all
that.
this beard. Yep.
Oh my God.
He's getting stuff thrown at. Look at that. There's Sean Jackson. He absolutely clocked that one fan. He's probably getting most of it too. He's probably looking for more fight. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
And now the fans are like trying to...
I think that's that same
Are the fans
Pacers-
trying to storm the locker room? Oh, look at that guy on the left.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the guy on the left.
Is that a brew? Hold on.
Oh, Jesus.
That was a whole like $20 Coke right there. That was a big gulp. Jeez.
What was the fun fact you wanted to say?
Yeah, so fun fact that that fan that was attacked by Ron Artest the first time, that was actually not the fan that threw the water.
That was not even the guy that...
I don't think so.
So he just took like the most famous
He was
haymaker.
like, whoa, and then he just, bah! Yeah, you just got
Just imagine just like some like 6 foot like 8 NBA player charging at you, and you're like, why?
So, as you can see, there was many things going on with that fight, especially with the crowd. Yeah.
Jesus, man, like, I don't know how anything in this bowl is gonna top that.
I don't know either.
I guess we should figure it out.
Yeah.
What's our last topic gonna be? Okay, this is a pretty underrated one. This is literally Malice at the Palace times 10.
Really? How is that possible?
Do you know about 10-cent beer night? So it's around June of 1974. And we're going to be talking about the Texas Rangers versus the Cleveland Indians. At this time, Cleveland Indians were a really bad team. It begins at a game that's actually in Texas. In that game, there was a whole separate bench clearing brawl between the Rangers and the Indians that was completely full of just straight punches and all of that. However, that's completely tame to what happens about a week or two later. So they eventually go back to Cleveland to continue the series, right? And it's a game. It's the game after they got into this fight, so everyone wants to go see this game, right? There's a couple problems with that. So the stadium had over 25,000 fans that night, which is like tenfold of what they usually have, right? Not only that, the Cleveland Indians decide they're gonna have something called 10-cent beer night, and what that basically means is that all beer is only 10 cents. And not only is there no limit to how much you can drink, the only caveat is that one person can only purchase 6 beers at a time. So all they gotta do is just 60 cents, get 6 beers, drink them all, back in line, and they can, drink their night away, essentially. It's ironic this happened in Ohio too. I mean,
of course it happened.
Of course it happened in Ohio.
Yeah,
not only in Ohio, not just in Ohio, but Cleveland too.
That also makes sense.
Because we all know how great Cleveland is, with their river catching fire like every week or whatever they do over there. Chaos begins to unfold in the second inning when a woman like a middle-aged woman runs out on the field and just flashes her breasts to the crowd, and then she runs over to the umpire and attempts to make out with the umpire. It completely fails, and security eventually brings her off. Fun fact: guess how many security officers they had for a game with 25,000 drunk fans?
Gotta be over
50.
That's it.
So anyways, we get to the 4th inning and more chaos starts erupting. So I think the Rangers hit a home run, and then as the Rangers players just running around the bases, some naked dude just runs onto the field and slides into second base and then runs off, and he never got caught. Wasn't even arrested.
Dang, that's kind of insane.
And then as people continue to get more rowdy, in the 5th inning, a father and son were like, you know what? We could do better. And they run on the field and they moon the entire crowd.
This is the greatest baseball game of all time.
So basically, there's so much beer being sold at this point that they just bring in these trucks and they're just opening the tap, and people are just drinking it straight out of the truck, right? Like Stone Cold Steve Austin style.
Oh, like smashing them together.
Yeah, like they're that's what we're talking about right now. So they eventually do that, and then all these fans are swarming these trucks, and the only employees that are working there are 2 teenage girls. And these 2 teenage girls, rightfully so, are like, we're not dealing with these drunk fans, so we're out. And then
they just left?
Yeah, and so 10-cent beer night became free beer night. And everyone started going to the truck and completely downing every single ounce of alcohol they could find. 6th or 7th inning, I believe. The Texas Rangers manager goes out to the pitch. They're just gonna do another mound change. They're gonna switch their pitch or whatnot. The Indian fans thought this was a complete waste of time. So they started throwing everything they could find onto the field. And it's not like it's costing them anything. The cups are like 10 cents, so they're just chucking everything they can. During this point, one of the Rangers players also walks over to the dugout, blows a kiss to the fans. And the fans just throw a couple firecrackers at him.
Did you say firecrackers?
Yeah, I should have mentioned that. They also brought firecrackers into the stadium, and they started throwing those too. That's kind of an important detail I left out. At this point, fans are just swarming the field left and right to the point where security is just like, you know what, we're not doing anything. So while these 2 MLB teams are trying to play a baseball game, there's just people running around like it's like a backyard, like it's recess in school.
So the game just kept going?
Yeah, it kept going. 8th inning,
that makes no freaking
this
sense.
game kept going. 8th inning, more cherry bombs were thrown onto the field into the Rangers dugout. Then one Indian fan who's drunk decides, I'm going to go take one of the players' hats. So he runs onto the field, takes the player's hat. He's like, got your hat. But all the Rangers players see is some random drunk guy running towards one of their players. What would you think in that instance, what that guy's about to do to your player?
Probably like punch him in the face or something.
So the Rangers players all grab their bats, and they immediately start swinging at everyone on the field. Fans, that causes more fans to rush on to the field. Then the Indians are like, you know what? We should protect the Rangers. So the Indian players grab bats and start swinging at their own fans.
Oh my
And
God.
now both of these teams
Now we're at chaos.
are swinging and completely like trying to just completely defend themselves from tens of thousands of people. While the Indians and the Rangers are fighting these fans, the organist is just playing "Take Me Out" to the ball game as this whole thing is happening.
That organist should get a raise.
He's just sitting there and just vibing like, damn. That's the thing too. A lot of commentators are like, "Oh, this is such a disgrace. Oh, well, what a poor fight's going." It's like, honestly, I kind of entertained by when players want to punch each other to death.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I watch hockey.
I think sports fights are like one of the main reasons I watch sports, because what better feeling to have to watch your own team, just completely crank some fists into the other team just for fun while you're in the relax while you're in the living room chilling and eating popcorn.
Yeah. I think it's pretty funny. It's kind of like when you're watching NASCAR, and the only reason you watch NASCAR is to
for
see
a
the
car
crashes.
crash. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Before we leave today, we have a sad announcement to make. Apparently Dallas DeBellis, one of our hosts, he said something last episode. He's been missing ever since. We don't know where he is. Do you know where he is?
I don't know. I mean, he was supposed to audition for us.
If you know where he is, I don't know what he said last episode, but
I think it was something to do with like solving the cure for gonorrhea.
yeah,
I
I don't know,
about
but
that.
he's gone right now. And if you guys know where he is, that would be great for us. 'Cause
Yeah,
we're worried about him.
We're kind of short-staffed this semester, so we kind of need bodies.
That's it for Fishbowl in our first episode, season 2. Remember to check out the shop, follow Cable 8, subscribe to the YouTube channels, do all that, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.